David Jones. Road trip. Road trip. David Jones.
Thank you, Mr. Contest Master. Greeting fellow Toastmasters and guests. My grandson is 7 years old. His name is Rocky, and yes, his father is Italian. And recently, Rocky and I did a road trip. We went from his home in Mississippi up to Georgia, just north of Atlanta, where we rendezvoused with his aunt and uncle. Now, back in Mississippi, we had the car all loaded up. Rocky was sitting in the back right seat where I could see him. He had a bag of snacks that his mom had packed, a little juice box, and his iPad with games and videos on it. And we headed down the road. And about 45 minutes out of the back seat, Rocky goes, "G." Now, G is my grandfather's name. It's kind of like, "What up, G?" That's just the name I picked. "G, I gotta pee." I was like, well, of course you do. It's been 45 minutes. You're 7 years old. Of course we have to stop and go to the bathroom. I wasn't even mad. I was expecting it. So we get off in the exit. Rocky goes into the bathroom. 10 seconds later, he comes out. "I'm done." I'm like, "Rocky, there's no way you went to the bathroom that quick." He goes, "No, I did. I'm all done." I'm like, "Fine. I don't care. Let's go." We get in the car, heading down the road again. Several hours later, out of the back seat, "G, I gotta pee." I'm like, well, it's almost lunchtime. I need some gas. We can do all three at the same time. I'm like, "Rocky, can you wait 10 minutes to the next exit?" Yeah. I'm like, yeah, of course you can. Don't have to go to the bathroom anyways. Get off of the next exit. I fill up the gas tank. There's a Subway sub shop in the gas station. We go inside. Rocky goes into the bathroom. 10 seconds later, he comes out. "I'm done." I'm like, "Rocky, you couldn't even pull down your zipper in 10 seconds. You're not done." "No, I'm done." "Okay, I don't care. What do you want for lunch? Do you want a turkey sandwich? Do you want a ham sandwich?" "No, I don't want anything." I'm like, "Rocky, you have to eat something. You want a turkey sandwich, ham sandwich? I'll get you some chips and a drink even." "No, I got Skittles in the car. I don't want to eat anything but that." I'm like, "Rocky, that's not lunch. You have to have a sandwich." He goes, "No, I just want Skittles." I don't care. Now, if you don't have any grandkids, you have to understand, we haven't parented in 10 or 15 years. It's a totally different ballgame now. As grandparents, we have different perspectives, different outlooks in life. I mean, it wasn't too long ago that I had a bag of Oreo cookies for lunch. So who am I to judge him? So if he wants to have Skittles, I'm fine with that. The problem is, though, when his mother calls, my daughter, I can't say he had Skittles for lunch. Therefore, I'm trying to convince him to have lunch. But the other problem is, I'm in the middle of Subway with a 7-year-old arguing with them. And I'm not going to do that. So I grit my order, and we head out on the road. And we're driving along, I'm eating my sandwich, Rocky's in the back eating his Skittles, everything's wonderful. We pull into Atlanta, and I'm about 20 miles away from our destination. It's so close, it's right there. And if you've ever been through Atlanta, you know there's two ways to get through there. Either 5 miles an hour or 100 miles an hour. That's just how they drive. This happened to be a 100-mile-an-hour day. And I'm in the left lane, I have one of those fast pass monitors, and I'm going. And of course there's a guy behind me flashing his lights, "Hurry up." And I'm like, I'm doing 100 miles an hour. And we're going. Out of the back seat, Rocky, "Gee, I gotta throw up." I'm like, "You mean you gotta pee?" "No, I gotta throw up." He called an audible. He changed the game. I didn't know what to do. I'm like, "Can you wait 20 minutes till we get to your aunt and uncle's?" He's like, "No, I don't think so." It's like, "All right, I'll get off at the next exit." He goes, "I don't," all over the back seat of the car. Miraculously, his stomach filled completely back up. All over the side seat. Now the whole back of my car is rainbow-colored Skittle vomit everywhere. And I'm in a panic. I don't know what to do. I got the concrete wall on one side. I got those little dividers along here. Got the guy behind me flashing the lights. And I'm sweating. And it's starting to smell. So I roll down the window a little bit. Give Rocky a wipey to clean his mouth. Get off on the next exit. And there's a little junky gas station. One of those gas stations where you go and you can't wash your windshield because they never have water in the bucket for the squeegee. Miraculously, this one had water and it had paper towels in it. So I'm in the back seat cleaning with the paper towels and the wipies, and Rocky's outside laughing at me because I'm ready to throw up the whole time because all I'm doing is cleaning this and it's disgusting. And then finally I'm almost done and I have to deal with the last part. And that's the fold down armrest It has the 2 cup holders in it, but there's no cups in it. They're both filled to the top with puke, maybe 8 ounces each. You can't take them out, so you have to take the paper towels and sponge it out, and sponge it out, and sponge it out. Finally, 20 minutes from late, we're done. We're heading down the road. We rendezvous with his aunt and uncle, and they're like, "Hey, you want to go have lunch with us?" I'm like, "No, I had 2 peas and a puke. I'm out of here." I take off. I'm heading back home to Charlotte, and I decide to call my daughter. And I'm like, "Tanya, you never believe this. Rocky threw up in my car." She goes, "He did? What did he have for lunch?" He had a turkey sandwich, and then I think he had some Skittles. What? You know how many times she lied to me as a kid? And she said, "Was he on the iPad the whole time?" I was like, "Yeah, he was in the back on the iPod. Patty was having a great time. He was laughing. It was wonderful." She goes, "I told you not to let him be on the iPad the whole time. There's too much stimulation and he'll throw up." I was like, "You did?" She goes, "Yeah. He has a lot of stimulation from the iPad, the peripheral vision going by. He looks up. Here comes more stuff. His brain gets overwhelmed. He throws up." I was like, "Well, he's not going to use the iPad again in my car. I didn't know that." And she goes, "And I know that he threw up in your car. I just talked to him. He said he wanted a sandwich for lunch, and you made him eat candy." Mr. Contest Master.